There is a strange pattern you will notice if you observe the world carefully. Two people can start with the same opportunities, the same intelligence, the same education, yet years later one lives with financial freedom, while the other constantly struggles. Most people explain this difference with simple answers: luck, connections, talent. But if you pay attention long enough, you begin to notice something deeper, a pattern hidden beneath behavior, a quiet psychology shaping financial outcomes long before money ever appears. And the truth is uncomfortable, because financial failure rarely begins with money. It begins inside the mind. And until that hidden psychology is understood, many people will continue working harder every year while remaining in the same financial position. Tonight, as the city grows quiet, a mentor walks slowly through the dim streets. His steps are calm, his gaze steady. He has spent years observing human behavior, and what he has discovered about money may change the way you see your own life. The mentor once met a young man sitting alone in a small cafe late at night. The man was frustrated. He worked long hours. He saved what he could. He tried to do everything right, yet somehow money always seemed to slip away. After listening quietly, the mentor asked him a simple question. "Tell me, what do you believe about wealthy people?" The young man paused before answering. "They're greedy," he said. "They exploit others. They're lucky." The mentor nodded slowly, because in that moment, the problem revealed itself. You see, people rarely become what they secretly resent. If deep inside someone believes wealth is associated with greed or corruption, their mind begins to resist it. Not consciously, but subtly. They avoid opportunities. They sabotage decisions. They remain comfortable with limitation, because the mind will always protect the identity it believes is morally correct. If wealth feels wrong, the mind will quietly reject it. Many financial struggles begin not with lack of opportunity, but with beliefs inherited without examination. Beliefs absorbed from childhood, from conversations overheard at dinner tables, from parents who said things like, "Money is the root of problems. Rich people are dishonest. People like us don't become wealthy." And without realizing it, those beliefs become invisible boundaries. But hidden beliefs are only the first layer. There is another psychological pattern, one that traps millions of people in financial stagnation. And it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with comfort. The mentor once walked through a busy marketplace early in the morning. Vendors were shouting, people were rushing, everyone was working. But something interesting became clear. Many of them had been in the exact same position for decades. Not because they were incapable of growth, but because they had become comfortable within their limits. Comfort is one of the most dangerous forces in financial life, because growth requires temporary discomfort, learning new skills, taking calculated risks, enduring uncertainty. Yet the human mind prefers familiarity, even when familiarity keeps us small. This is why some people remain financially stuck for years, not because they lack intelligence, but because they unconsciously choose predictable struggle over uncertain growth. Every day, people make an invisible trade. They trade long-term freedom for short-term comfort. They postpone learning. They delay investment. They avoid difficult conversations. And slowly, years pass. The cost of comfort is rarely visible in the moment, but over time, it becomes enormous. But perhaps the most powerful psychological trap behind financial failure is not comfort and not beliefs. It is something far more subtle, a habit so common that most people never question it: the habit of immediate gratification. The modern world has mastered one skill exceptionally well. It knows how to capture attention and convert it into spending. Every advertisement, every notification, every limited time offer is designed to activate impulse. The mentor once watched a crowd during a major sale event. People rushed into stores, grabbing items quickly, excited by discounts. But something curious happened. Many of those purchases had nothing to do with need. They were driven by emotion, temporary excitement. Impulse spending may seem harmless, but repeated thousands of times over years, it quietly erodes financial stability. The difference between wealth and struggle is often not income. It is behavior. Small, repeated decisions. Discipline versus impulse. Patience versus urgency. Those who build wealth learn to delay gratification. They train themselves to pause, to think beyond the moment, while others allow impulses to dictate their financial choices. And this difference compounds over decades. But if you look deeper still, you will find another psychological pattern behind financial failure. A pattern rooted not in money, but in identity. Every person carries an internal story about who they are. Some people see themselves as builders. Others see themselves as survivors. And this identity quietly shapes behavior. If someone believes they are bad with money, they stop trying to improve. If someone believes wealth is reserved for others, they unconsciously limit their ambition. The mentor once met an older shopkeeper who had run the same small store for 30 years. When asked why he never expanded the business, the man simply said, "That kind of success is for different people. Not smarter people, just different people." In that moment, the mentor realized something powerful. Many financial limitations are not imposed by reality, they are imposed by identity. And identity is rarely questioned. But the moment someone changes their identity, their behavior changes naturally. They begin to think differently, learn differently, act differently, and over time, their financial results begin to change as well. Financial success is often misunderstood as a mathematical problem, but more often, it is a psychological one. Before wealth can grow externally, it must first grow internally. The mentor often shares 3 quiet practices with those who seek change. First, examine your beliefs about money. Ask yourself honestly, do you associate wealth with corruption or opportunity? Because the mind will always move toward what it respects. Second, train your tolerance for discomfort. Growth requires temporary uncertainty. Every skill learned, every risk taken, expands possibility. Third, practice patience. True wealth is rarely built through sudden events. It grows slowly, through discipline, through consistency, through thousands of small, intelligent decisions. Years after their first conversation in that quiet cafe, the young man returned to meet the mentor again. But this time, something had changed. His confidence, his thinking, his habits. Instead of asking why money always disappeared, he had begun asking a different question. What kind of person do I need to become? And once that question changed, his decisions began to change too. Not overnight, but steadily. Because financial transformation rarely begins with money, it begins with awareness. The psychology behind financial failure is rarely dramatic. It hides in small beliefs, comfortable habits, impulsive decisions, unquestioned identities. But once these patterns become visible, they can be changed. And when the mind changes, the future changes with it. The mentor continues walking quietly through the city night, observing, reflecting, knowing that the greatest wealth a person can build is not money first. It is clarity of mind. If this reflection challenged the way you think about money, take a moment tonight to ask yourself one honest question. What belief about money might be limiting my future? Because the answer to that question may be the beginning of your financial transformation. Please subscribe and comment what pattern is visible in your life right now. See you in the next one.